This podcast is brought to you by Microsoft Office Communications Server 2007, where Microsoft Unified Communications Solutions give IT professionals communication servers that integrate new media-like VoIP and telephony with existing Microsoft Exchange Server and Microsoft Office Live Communications Server architecture.
Hi, this is Karen Forster with Windows IT Pro TV again, back at TechEd, day 2, and I am talking here today with Roger Murff, and he's a director with Microsoft's Unified Communications Group, and he's going to talk to us about some announcements they're making here today on Unified Communications. So Roger, why don't you just take it away?
Okay, thanks Karen. It's really nice to be here. So this morning at TechEd in Orlando, we are announcing the next major release of our live meeting service. This release is due to be available in the fall. As you may know, Microsoft acquired Placeware in 2003. The web conferencing service has been around for almost 10 years now, including Placeware, and this is our third major release, the upcoming release. So we're very excited about that. We've been at work for the last couple of years on this release, and so it's a big piece of work. There's a lot of value in it for our customers that we would like to talk about. And why don't I just tell you some of the highlights of the release?
That'd be great.
Okay, great. So a couple of things. The first major area of investment for us is really providing a simple and streamlined user experience. As you may know, the web conferencing market has been growing very rapidly over the last several years. But I think it's safe to say that even given that growth, today probably less than half of the information workers out there are using a web conferencing service. Now, that's changing very rapidly, and the latest Forster Magic Quadrant, the latest Gartner Magic Quadrant report shows web conferencing being at something like 75% by 2010. So we've got a lot of growth going on. We've got a lot of new people using web conferencing, and the requirement there is really provide a simple and streamlined experience. So when a new user goes into a meeting to participate for the first time, all they're going to see is a frame and the main content displayed. If you're an advanced user or you're a meeting organizer or you attend several meetings, you can choose to take out controls for audio or video or different elements of the meeting, and you can drag and drop these controls and modify your interface in a way that works for you. So we're really trying to support the needs of the new user as well as the experienced user with this new rich client. Another key investment area for us, and one that we're really thinking sets us apart from other offerings in the market, is a integrated rich media experience. Let me tell you what I mean by that. So what we're doing is really fulfilling the Unified Communications mission, which is to simplify and streamline communications. There was a Harris poll survey that came out recently, and it said that the average information worker receives over 50 communications a day in 7 different places. Well, that's crazy, right? So with web conferencing, you have sort of a similar experience going on, and what we want to do is pull together these different communication threads into a single meeting environment. What have we done? Well, we've brought in audio. So that is not only phone audio, but VoIP audio. That means that you may be using your computer to talk on a conference. I may be using my phone, and someone else may be using a mobile phone. We may all talk and interact with each other because we have integrated or bridged all of those different audio streams together in one audio.
What are the bandwidth implications of that? VoIP and your video and everything over the connection?
Yeah, I mean it can absolutely require more bandwidth, and that's one of the real important engineering requirements, is making sure that we can handle the bandwidth that your average medium or large organization is going to be able to provide. So the feedback from our beta testers right now is that it's working well.
So will you have recommendations for
We will in fact come out with recommendations on that, so stay tuned for that kind of guidance later in the summer. Great point. So we're providing integrated audio. We're also providing integrated video. So that means a couple of things. First of all, it means that I may be using a webcam on my laptop, and you'll be able to see my talking head as part of the meeting next to the content. And if you're using a webcam as well, then as the two of us have a conversation, if you set it up in active speaker mode, the video will switch back and forth between us, so it will follow the speaker. Another really cool piece of integration here is support for Microsoft Roundtable. Are you familiar with Microsoft Roundtable?
I have seen it, but not everybody probably is familiar with it.
So Microsoft Roundtable is a new Microsoft device that will also be available this fall, and it's an audio-video device that sits in the middle of a conference room table and provides a 360-degree panoramic view of that conference room. So all meeting participants in that conference room are displayed in a panel within the web conferencing client.
It's a really science fiction looking device.
It's terrific. In fact, I think one of our developers sent out a clip recently of a Star Trek show from many years ago with a device that looked very much like a roundtable. So the question was, which came first?
There
right?
you go.
So,
well, cell phones and communicators too.
Right. So you have support for integrated audio with this support for live video, both webcam and 360-degree panoramic if you use the Microsoft Roundtable, and you can also include rich media, and that's Windows media format. That could be the Adobe Flash format, other media files. And so what you get in a single client experience is this really kind of immersive communication.
Well, and you mentioned rich media, so there were announcements here in the at TechEd about Silverlight.
Right.
So I assume it'll be on the Silverlight.
So clearly Silverlight will be a standard we'll support. I don't have specifics right now of when that'll be supported.
Okay.
Certainly we'll get back to you on that. That's a lot of late breaking news on Silverlight, so you can bet it's getting a lot of engineering attention at home.
Sure.
Right.
I'm sure.
And then a last major investment area that I always like to point out, because if you're an IT professional and you're looking at using a web conferencing service, enterprise class reliability, investments in security, reliability are critical to the service. And we've got a 10-year track record of earning the trust of our customers. We'll continue to invest in that, continue to make sure we guarantee it with third-party certification such as SAS 70 or Cyber Trust. We've added one additional investment here that we think is pretty useful, and that is incorporating Microsoft Forefront technologies, so that any document that's uploaded into a conference is going to be automatically scanned by Forefront, reduce the chances of there being a virus or malware attached to that document. And then let me kind of close this out by saying, not only have our engineering team been hard at work for the last few years on all of these new features and functionality, but we've also been hard at work building a single conferencing platform, if you will. So the live meeting service functionality is also being made available in Office Communication Server. And for folks out there that are not familiar with Office Communication Server, that's a server that will be available in the fall. It supports not only web conferencing, but also IM and Presence and VoIP. So,
and it's the follow-on to live communication.
It's the follow-on to live communication server, and it's something we talked a lot about in the last year. And so this web conferencing capability will be available for our customers either on-premise with Office Communication Server or as a hosted service. And in addition to having that common conferencing capability, we're also providing just that one single rich client experience. So we are basically providing a Microsoft conferencing experience and letting customers have a choice. We think this is a great example of Microsoft software and services in action. And as importantly as that, it's giving the customers the choice that they're asking for.
Well, it seems to me like unified communications is a huge strategic move for Microsoft right now. There's so much potential for all of these communications modes to intersect on the PC. I feel like it's going to be a bigger and bigger thing for Microsoft in the future.
This is a very important strategic initiative for Microsoft, and we're really trying to fulfill that mission with the Exchange Server 2007 release, which has gotten very positive reports. The Office Communication Server, I think we have 50,000 downloads of the public beta now, and then this morning talking about the next major release of live meetings. So we're certainly working hard to fulfill this picture that we've set out for ourselves.
Great. Well, thank you very much. This is great information.